Hello, I would like to welcome you to this presentation about the Canada Small Business Financing Program and how it works. This 10-minute presentation will be followed by a quick review of the key points. Let's get started.
Today's activity is an opportunity for you to learn more about the CSBFP and to see how this program can help your business. I will outline in this presentation, among other things, the eligibility criteria, how to apply, and how the program operates. I will also provide information about the advantages of this program for small businesses. The CSBFP makes it easier for small businesses to obtain loans from financial institutions, as the risk is shared between Industry Canada and the lenders. The loans can be used for the establishment, expansion, modernization, and improvement of small businesses. The program has assisted more than 142,000 businesses since 1999, with loans totaling about $1 billion each year. The program is delivered across Canada by a network of lenders, which includes chartered banks, credit unions, and Caisse Populaire. The program also exists to stimulate economic growth and create jobs among small and medium-sized enterprises. With regards to the eligibility and other criteria, the CSBFP is available for startups and small businesses operating in Canada for profit with gross annual revenues of $5 million or less. A borrower can be a sole proprietor, a partnership, a corporation, or a cooperative. Non-eligible businesses are farming, religious and charitable organizations, and not-for-profit organizations. For farming businesses, there is a similar program offered by Agriculture Canada under the Canada Agriculture Loans Act program. The assets which can be financed are real property such as land and buildings, leasehold improvements, and equipment. The percentage of financing available and the borrower's initial investment required are negotiated between the borrower and the lender based on a case-by-case basis. The maximum amount of the loan is $500,000, of which no more than $350,000 can be used for leasehold improvements and equipment. A business may have several CSBFP loans for which the total outstanding amount does not exceed $500,000. For example, a business may finance $100,000 for equipment and $400,000 on real property, but the maximum amount financed for equipment and leasehold improvements may not exceed $350,000. With this criteria in mind, it is not permitted to finance $400,000 on equipment and $100,000 on real property. Franchise fees, advertising, labor, permits and working capital, among other things, are not eligible for financing under this program. The maximum interest rate is the prime lending rate of the financial institution plus 3% for a variable rate. For a fixed rate, it is a single-family residential mortgage rate plus 3%. Note that the lender will remit to Industry Canada an annual administration fee of 1.25% of the monthly outstanding loan balance average. There is a one-time 2% registration fee that must be paid by the borrower. This fee can be financed as part of the loan. The CSBFP collects fees to offset the cost of the claims. Lenders' fees may also apply, and they cannot be financed. For the securities, it is mandatory for the lender to obtain a primary security on the assets financed. They can also take an unsecured personal guarantee up to the original amount of the loan. If there is more than one borrower, the personal guarantee may be joint and several, which means that all borrowers or guarantors are responsible for the amount loaned. This remains at the discretion of the lender. In this case, if there is a default on the loan, the lender will realize on the personal guarantees prior to submitting a claim for loss to Industry Canada. To apply, startups and small businesses must present their business plan directly to their bank, credit union, or Caisse Populaire. Lenders are responsible for all credit decisions as well as the day-to-day oversight of the loan. It is important to note that the funds disbursed are those of the lender and not Industry Canada. Also note that it is possible that a commercial loan officer is not aware of the program and its criteria. In this case, you may refer them to the CSBFP website or ask them to contact us. To find a participating lender in your region, please visit our website and click on the Find a Lender Near You hyperlink. This slide explains the roles of Industry Canada and the lenders. For instance, Industry Canada's role is to design the program and legislation, ensure awareness of the program, as we are doing through this presentation, register loans and collect registration and administration fees, review and pay lenders' claims for losses on defaulted loans, and to ensure compliance. As for the lenders, they make credit decisions and disburse the funds. They apply the same due diligence as for conventional loans. They register loans, remit registration fees, and report and pay administration fees. And finally, they realize on all securities and guarantees before submitting a claim for loss. The program requires that the lender respect its own loan criteria for the approval of the loan. Therefore, it is possible that the lender will reject a loan application if some internal loan criteria are not met or if the lender considers the risk to be too high. In terms of eligible losses, the government guarantees 85% of the net eligible losses. If there is a default on the loan, the lender will sell all the assets it has as collateral on the loan and realize on the personal guarantees. If there is still an outstanding amount after realization, the lender claims 85% of the net eligible losses from Industry Canada and will absorb the remaining 15% of the loss. Now, what are the advantages for small businesses? The program helps businesses obtain loans that would not otherwise be available to them or that would be obtained under less favorable terms. Lenders tend to use the CSBFP to make loans for higher risk industries, franchises, and startups. For lower risk projects, lenders will use their own business loan products. Considering that leasehold improvements have no value when the loan is in default, lenders prefer financing this type of project through the CSBFP. Also, the level of financing is negotiable between the lender and the borrower. Finally, note that business support organizations can play an important role by increasing awareness of this program through newsletters, web links, and the distribution of pamphlets.
Thank you for this presentation. Before we conclude, I would like to discuss some important points.
Certainly.
It is important to highlight that this is a loan program and that this loan must be repaid in full by the borrower.
That is correct. It is a partnership between the federal government and financial institutions that provides access to financing, which must be repaid in full. If you are looking for grants or for information on other programs and services available for small businesses, please visit Canada Business at www.canadabusiness.gc.ca.
Startups and existing businesses are eligible. What are the other eligibility criteria?
If you are a startup or a small business operating for profit in Canada and you have gross annual revenues of $5 million or less, you may be eligible.
Another important point is that this program can only finance the purchase of tangible assets.
Yes, you can finance equipment, commercial buildings, and leasehold improvements. Operational expenses such as inventory, salaries, and working capital, among other things, are not eligible.
To participate, borrowers need to communicate with their financial institution.
Exactly. They must present their business proposal directly to a financial institution of their choice. Funds disbursed are those of the financial institution. Therefore, decisions related to approving loans rest entirely with the lenders. To find a participating commercial lender near you, please visit our website at www.ic.gc.ca/CSBFP and click on the Find a Lender Near You hyperlink. I would suggest you call the lender first to make an appointment to discuss your financing needs.
And what if their bank does not participate in the program?
Although most lenders do participate, it is possible that a specific branch is not aware of the program. They may refer their account manager to our toll-free number for guidance. They also have the option of presenting their project to a different lending institution.
In conclusion, this program helps access loans that would not otherwise be available. If you're able to access a conventional loan, you may decide which loan product is best for your business. That now concludes the presentation. If your questions were not all answered during this presentation, you may want to talk directly to one of our representatives. We can be reached via our toll-free information line or by email. You may also download a brochure via our website, or if you represent a business support organization, you can order a brochure and request the CSPFP web icon for your website. Once again, we would like to thank you for listening to the Canada Small Business Financing Program presentation.